Hi, I'm Martial Arts Master Bill Fitzpatrick, welcoming you to Lesson 3 of Master Small Business Course number 3. In this lesson, let's talk about hiring the best employees. Let me tell you how I hired my best employee, Jessie, my assistant. I had a friend who owned a video store, and whenever I was in the video store, there was this smiling, helpful, pleasant high school girl working behind the counter. When my friend, the owner, was there, she did a great job, as you would expect. However, it was when my friend, the owner, wasn't around that Jessie really impressed me, because she continued to be smiling and helpful and pleasant. When Jessie wasn't waiting on a customer, she was stocking shelves, she was sweeping, dusting. Jessie was paid to work, and guess what? Jessie worked. Why did this strike me as so unusual? Because, well, frankly, it was. Because I saw other young employees pretending to work in the store and yet spending way too much time talking on their cell phones and allowing the returns to pile up. Now, this was 20 years ago. I asked Jessie how much she made, and she told me $6 an hour. I told my friend about how impressed I was with Jessie and Jessie's great work ethic. I told him that he should definitely give Jessie a raise. Wow, she was worth it. A big raise, maybe, I don't know, $8 an hour. Well, my friend laughed. He said, geez, I can't afford to pay one of these high school kids $8 an hour. Hey, if you think she's worth $8 an hour, you hire her, you pay her. Well, the rest, as they say, is history. As a master of success, you're mindful, which means you are alert and aware. So your first step in finding extraordinary employees is to be alert and aware and mindful. Mindfulness, alert and aware, you will find workers who are working for other companies, just like I did. And you're going to say, geez, I wish that person were working for me. I'm going to see if I can hire them. You see, these workers are the elite. They're that top 20%. As appropriate, when you can, you want to say to them, you know something? You're a hard worker. My company respects and pays hard workers. You should really think about coming and working and joining us. Being mindful, being alert and aware is so much better than simply putting a want ad on Craigslist or Monster.com or relying on an employment agency. Not only it's better, but hey, many times it's cheaper. Now, your best source for new employees is to ask and offer incentives to your best current employees. So you're looking, but you want your best workers out there also bird dogging and looking for you also. You want your best employees to recommend other people to be hired. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Your current employees know you. They know the job that you expect to get done. They know the results that you're after. They know the high standards that you maintain in your small business. So, well, they're really very well qualified to go out and to help you choose their coworkers. Now, we've said this a few times before. In most large companies, you're going to find the workforce divided into kind of like 70, 10, 20. 70% of your workers, they're average, nice people. They're going through the motions. They're doing, well, let's say that they're doing a job well enough that you're not firing them. Now, these are very nice people, but in most industries, these are very nice people that you can hire every day. Then if you notice, if you study, there very well could be that bottom 10% who do little work They really don't care that much about the job. Now, they could be lazy, or they could just be so preoccupied with their own personal outside problems that they can't concentrate on work and get much work done. A hard part of your job as an owner, as a manager, and it's a really tough part of the job to think that you can negotiate to somebody else. Yeah, the hiring is easy, but it's the boss who's got to do the firing. And sometimes you've got to take this bottom 10% and you've got to encourage them to find employment elsewhere. That's 70, that's 10, so that leaves an upper 20%. That magic, that elite 20%. These are the achievers who are, probably ultimately responsible for most of your business success. They are willing to do without a lot of prodding. They're willing to do what is necessary to make your company successful. They are, by nature, interested. They take a pride in their work, so they're interested in delivering a quality product and being of service to your customers who they consider their customers. You cannot easily replace the workers in this elite group. They are the cream of the crop, the creme de la creme. You must treat them as the stars that they are. You must reward them. Yes, you must shower them with money and praise. You want to keep them, whatever it takes. If the other 20% grumble that, hey, you play favorites, well, they're right. You do play favorites. Remember, you can still be a very responsible, compassionate business owner and still run a for-profit business. You're not a social welfare agency. You are in business to make money for yourself and your family and your future. And you want to have a viable company to keep all of your wonderful employees employed. All right, now on to our main story, Andy. 2 points that I want to talk about. Now, first, compare Andy to average real estate agents. What's extraordinary about Andy? Well, what's extraordinary is that he finds ways, creative ways, to open up lines of communication with his investors. He calls this his annual portfolio review. Every year, come in, every 6 months, quarter, whatever. Let's talk about where you are in your investing. Talks to each investor. Are you happy? Got any problems? Anything you want to sell? Are you buying? What are you buying? Talk, communication, get it open. Talking to investors, communication is what you want in your business, which is a unique value perspective. This is Andy's. Communication is Andy's unique value perspective. In other words, what is the one single thing that separates you from all the other offices, companies, agents? Andy's communication says to his investors, look at what I'm doing that's special. I care about you. I listen. I listen because I'm trying to figure out ways that I can help you. How many other real estate agents, how many other companies, who's doing this? This is what you're doing, mindfully, alert and aware. You're looking at what the competition is doing. You say, well, I'm going to do what the best is doing, and I'm going to try to do more. Number 2, see, alert and aware and mindful. Andy recognizes that most of his investors are much younger than he is. Is this a good or a bad thing? This is a very good thing. This is a very important, very good thing. You see, Andy understands that today's investors, God love them, will not be tomorrow's investors. 20, 30, 40 years is going to be other people who are buying and selling real estate and owning these properties. You know the old saying that when you die, everything that you own immediately belongs to somebody else. Well, I wish you well in your 95 years on earth, but at some point, if you own property, it's going to pass. The businesses are going to pass to younger hands. And it's going to happen in what seems like the blink of an eye. Every house, every warehouse, every factory, every office building, every shopping center, at some point in time in the future will belong to people who are Andy's age. Andy sees this. He's thinking. What is Andy thinking? Well, he's doing his 20 minutes of quiet time every day. He's mindful and he's thinking, hey, why not Andy? Why not me? If every single day Andy is the young person talking and putting himself in the middle of all of this real estate investment action in his small specific investment area, you're kind of thinking, why not Andy? Who else but Andy? The young, you, will inherit the earth. Why not you? Yeah, I mean you. Again, the business doesn't matter. It's all businesses. Someday there are going to be new bank presidents, new CPAs, new people who own all of the sports teams. There's going to be new fashion designers. New, always. Old hands like mine to young hands like yours. The world is being passed to you, my young masters of success. Hold out your hands. I challenge you to work hard, to treat your employees and your customers with respect. You will succeed. And if you do this, you're following your action principles, you will deserve this. Tough, thoughtful men and women of action, let's go out and let's do it.